Try this instead. Go to fast.com and run a straight line test because Oakley uses server tracked. I usually prefer to go fast because they're just line to line. So at least I can get a clear idea of what the signal speed is.
Huh. That's crazy.
What do you see on the fast.com?
So it's 190? 180?
Depending on how it's holding up on our signal side. Now that being said, 180, 190 is simply us overcharging it to try and maintain signal parity.
Right.
But the average is going to fall around somewhere more along the lines of 60. Now that being said, speed test uses server side, and the problem with them is that it's picking a server at random and running a comparison. Because if the server's having trouble on its end, you're not going to see anything come up on its side. So normally what I do is I simply run it straight through speed. I run both speed test and fast to see what the comparison is, and then that gives you a much better idea of what your actual numbers are. So I'd say if fast is hitting 180 and speed test is seeing 100, the actual average is probably about 140 to 150. Now that being said, that doesn't explain the signal parity issue, but let me check to see if I can clear that.
Hold on. Well, it says the latency. It says unloaded 12, loaded 94, and then but my upload speed is only 0.4. Is only 4.0. That's my problem.
Which is a lot less than it should be for that platform. Your download's running strong, but the upload seems to be way out of speed.
And that's what I need. Is I need my upload because I'm sending out. I'm not receiving. I don't care about the download. I care about my upload. The download could be 1,000 for all I care. I don't really use a lot of download. All my stuff is being sent to, not being received.
Let me run a check on the upload side because the system is reporting signal levels are good on both, but I want to see if there's a reason why the upload is only 50% of what it ought to be running.
Yeah, that's what I care about. I don't really care about what my download is.
Upload levels holding now. Checking upload systems. Frequency levels are good. Passthrough is good. Running test on upload now. Signal systems here. Make sure there's no errors or failures on them. And then we'll run the test again, see how it goes.
Okay. Refresh. Huh? It says 200 megabytes.
The system's reading on the download, but what's the upload?
It's still doing it.
It's still showing it as under 5
It's still running it right now.
Oh, okay.
I just did the download. Now it's doing the 3.8, 3.9.
On connection.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not how that should be. There's got to be some sort of an internal glitch causing a problem with the actual outbound circuit. So let me go ahead and put this together here. The last time we were out there was back on like May the 4th, I see.
Yeah, all the guy did, and they charged me $50. All the guy did is because he couldn't come into my house. Is he said he tightened some connection on the outside because some other cable company came looking to hook up another apartment and disconnected mine and then reconnected it, but didn't retighten it back up. So apparently I had a loose wire outside in the box on the house, and he charged me $50, and I was really pissed off about that.
Let me go ahead and get that handled here.
Well, no, I think I think they took care of that. No, they took care of it for me. Yeah, I called back and told them that I wasn't paying for somebody just to fucking tighten a connection outside. So I think they reimbursed me, but I wasn't happy.
Which is downloads coming through clean and clear. I'm getting great communication from it, but the upload I'm still seeing a small bit of signal loss. Nothing too serious. I mean, we're talking maybe 10% at worst, but it's all on the outbound line, which would really bite into your system's ability to produce outbound signal. So I want to see if I can get that fixed real quick and see how fast I can get a response out there. It is good that the outbound is having trouble.
Mm-hmm.
It usually means that the outbound signal is getting caught up at either the node or the cable lines themselves. And I can have our guys check that and find out what the breakdown is. But yeah, that's the first time in quite a while that I've seen any kind of outbound issues at all. I see nothing but download issues.
Right.
But like the rest of the time is like all the outbound. I've seen issues where the outbound is solid, 10, 30, whatever the number might be. It's perfect, but the download is 10% of what it should be. It's like, okay, that doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You think you're actually going to get somebody to come inside? Because every time I call it, or like no.
And see what I can do, because right now with that whole the whole inside thing, it's mostly just the concerns about COVID have got a lot of rules being adopted and then dropped and all kinds of weird stuff.
Yeah. See, I don't understand that. See, I work in the heating and air conditioning industry, and what it does is I can't tell the customer I can't come inside and fix their air conditioning.
Believe me, you're not. Believe apparently under the current regulations in most cases, and so we've adopted policy in which we're minimizing. It really started with Louisiana, was where it really sort of started, and then it sort of spread elsewhere. Now that's starting to get released, and they're starting to ease up on those restrictions. You are seeing more and more indoor activity, and we are sending techs out to homes to do. We're still trying to get that sorted out ourselves. My thing, the reopening and everything's starting to go back to normal. That's, to be fair, it does. It is something we're trying to fix. I'm just hoping that in short order we'll have a permanent solution in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, all I do is I put a mask on and I go in and fix whatever needs to be fixed. I've been doing it since the left and right every single day.
Yeah. Well, and to be fair, especially in the summer, I would be kind of surprised if they weren't considering you guys like essential service.
Oh, we are. I mean, we've been essential the entire time. Yeah, we've been like.
That was the thing. Like for some areas, we're technically essential service, but for others, we aren't, and that's like.
Oh, that's crazy.
Make up your minds.
Probably for the rich areas, you're essential, you know.
Honestly, to be fair, it was mostly state by state. Like certain states considered us essential.
Oh, okay. It all had to do with the governor then. It had to do with the individual governor and what they deemed necessary. Yeah, I'm still getting. I mean,
I think in the end, what happened with Cox was that they were just like, you know what? There's so much confusion and chaos with this. It's like we're just gonna adopt like one blanket policy that covers everybody and just stay there.
Yeah.
Which is maybe, I kind of understood what they're going for, but it's, believe me, most of the floor is at a point now where we were just like, you know what? Enough. Let's get people back out and start doing the work again.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently, I mean, it is starting to reopen in certain areas. We are starting to get people back indoors and doing repairs again. So let's see what I can do. But let me wrap up my paperwork here.
Okay.
And I'll go ahead and get this all sorted out. Yeah, I think a good 70% of our calls these days is internet. Just like hands down, like straight out. Almost all of our calls are internet these days. That and I do get a bit of security and television from time to time, but the vast majority of my call volume is straight out internet these days. And I think for like the first month that COVID hit, we saw like 3 times the internet activity.
Oh yeah.
And I think we saw like 1,000% increase in people calling in for internet service. It's like people were just like, I'm stuck at home. How much internet can I get? And I'm like, all of it, I guess. It's like here's your options, here's your price range, here's the discounts. Which works best for you? And we just went from there. But yeah, it's like for the first month, people were just like, I need more internet. What will it cost me? And I'm like, okay. All right, so let's see.
Yeah, that's pretty much the way it was with me. I mean, when everybody kind of like hit that spike and it was draining mine, I just pretty much told, I was like, well, what can we do to get me more service and give me more, Because I was like, I'm enough of this. so we just boosted the signal, but.
Well, and for streaming services, I mean, 10 megs should be more than enough for most people's streaming service that I'm aware of. For work at home, because of the VPN issue, it usually requires a minimum of 30.
Right.
So it's like if you're doing like a VPN work from home stuff,
you
usually require like a minimum of 30 megabits just to maintain it, because the VPN will drain half of it automatically. And then for other stuff like streaming or 10 megabits a second upload and 150 downloads, more than adequate for most people's needs. What we saw was everybody working from home now.
Yeah.
Their internet was just not enough. So, all right. So my system's pulling up the calendar now to give me an idea of what my dates and times are for the next week or so.
So you're telling me I'm gonna be like this for a week or so?
No. I can probably get someone out there in a day or so. I'm just looking to see what my options are. But it's probably not going to be till Monday if the pattern holds true.
Well, if you're doing Monday, that's my work day. That's my work day. So you would have to do anything after 4:00, 4:30, after 4, because I'm not going to stay at home and waste money on my time. Charge me more money for something that doesn't work. You know what I mean?
No, I gotcha. No, I think I can get that arranged. Just bear with me.
So what do they got to do? Come in and do what?
Well, it's one of two things. If it is an issue with signal, and it is what I suspect it to be, they should be able to just run the trace back from the point of connection at the wall, run it back to the box, and then run it back to either the node or the line, and figure out where the signal's dropping off as it goes out. Because there's nothing wrong with the incoming signal. It's only when it heads back out that we see a problem. So it's one of two things. It's either a hard or into an area where there's like high electrical interference. The last time I saw that kind of thing happen, it was basically the line ran straight past a large old light pole with exposed wiring, and that was literally bleeding signal into ours and killing the outbound signal. And this was years back, so it has been a while since I've run into this, but yeah, it's something you can encounter, and it's definitely something that does occur. I'm gonna schedule this for as late on Monday as I can to try and get this arranged for the afternoon. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually escalate to see if I can push this through to tomorrow, because there is a possible opening tomorrow instead. Okay.
Well, I am working tomorrow. That's the thing is
What time tomorrow?
Anytime.
Anything after 3? Alright, well, let me run that tomorrow at 3 o'clock that I can snack for you, so.
Okay.
Alright, so let me put this through, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to look to see if they have an opening that's good after 3 tomorrow, because there is a schedule listing that might open up tomorrow, and if I can get
Use that word, J-Money.
tomorrow afternoon and get you fixed, okay?
Okay. Yeah, because if not, then I don't expect to be paying for my services, because that's the only thing. If you look at my services, that's pretty much. I mean, other than the stupid cable that I never use because it's just basic channels, and I have Netflix and Fire Stick anyways. I only use. The reason why I have your services is for the internet, and if I can't use the internet, I don't expect to pay for today, tomorrow, until you guys get out here. I mean, I shouldn't be having to pay for all this if I can't use it.